At this moment, Shred realized that he had been completely fooled by the Sioux family. Moreover, he was seriously injured and about to die now, and his life is only the last few minutes at most. Therefore, he is naturally full of anger towards Stuart, the Sioux family dog. Stuart was also shocked and scared right now. He just followed the father's instructions, imitated the European royal family, and used the same method to kill Leona. The European princess also had a car accident in the tunnel, and then died in Paris with her fiancé and the child in her stomach. A car accident in the tunnel is indeed a good way to cover people's eyes, so Stuart found Shred as a cog to perform the death scene according to his father's orders. Unexpectedly, the eldest lady Ziyu was sitting in the same car as Leona. Stuart is not a fool. He knows that the old man loves Ziyu the granddaughter most, and the entire Sioux family regards her as the jewel in the family crown. Now, Ziyu is about to die. No matter how he explains to the old man or proves his innocence, cannot remove the bad label. At that time, the old man would be furious, and he doesn't know how he will be punished. Now, the damn Shred was so disrespectful to him, and he didn't even want to tell the whole story. This made Stuart angry. He immediately took out his gun and held it against Shred's forehead, shouting hysterically, "You! Who told you? If you don't tell the truth, I will send you to see the Lord right now." Facing the muzzle, Shred's expression was not afraid. He smiled tragically, showing his blood-stained teeth, and said coldly, "Okay, shoot. It is hurting your dad all over now, my dear son, hurry up. With that gun, help Dad get free." "You?" Stuart was almost furious. He put the muzzle into Shred's mouth and sternly said, "Bad son, go to hell. After that, pull the trigger immediately." Boom! Shred suddenly shot out a cloud of blood mist from the back of his head, completely dead. At this time, Stuart saw that Ziyu in the back row was so weak that he was about to lose consciousness, and hurriedly shouted, "Quick! Save the lady." One of them looked at the car which had been smashed into a mass of scrap metal, and said embarrassingly, "Captain, we don't have a device, and we can't open these deformed frames. At least we have to have a large hydraulic shear, or a cutting device. Is it possible to disassemble the metal frame?" Stuart blurted out, "I don't care what the hell you do, hurry up and get the eldest lady out. Otherwise, if the master gets to know, none of us will be alive and all of us will be fucking buried." When the others heard this, they were shocked. Several people rushed forward and tried their best to get Ziyu out of the deformed frame in order to rescue her from it. However, although these people are all top bodyguards, their true strength is far worse than that of martial arts masters. Compared with Ruoli, who has practiced internal martial arts since childhood, there is a certain gap. How could it be possible that the unarmed will have hit the deformed metal frame broke apart, but it was in vain? Just when Stuart used the strength of feeding milk but was helpless, Ziyu insisted and said, "Don't save me, save my mother." Stuart's expression suddenly became very embarrassed, and he said, "Miss, I don't have such a big permission. The only decision I can make now is to rescue you and send you to the hospital as soon as possible." Ziyu cried and shouted, "You call Chungfeng, you tell him, if my mother can't be saved, I will not let him go as a ghost." Stuart said in embarrassment, "Miss, this kind of thing, I am a slaughter, there is no way to tell the old man, don't embarrass me." "Now, the key is to rescue you," Ziyu cried loudly and said, "I don't want you to save me. If you want to save me, save my mother first, or let me go with my mother." Stuart's men didn't know what to do next time. One of them asked, "Captain, what shall we do?" Stuart gritted his teeth and blurted out, "Don't care about so much, save the lady first." Ziyu roared eagerly, "I want you to save my mother first." As she said, she felt a sharp pain in her whole brain, and she fainted suddenly. When Stuart saw this, he blurted out, "Quick! Find a way to get the lady out." At this moment, someone suddenly yelled, "Stop it all." Stuart was taken aback by the shout. This tunnel is one-way traffic, and the entrance has been blocked by the accident cars. It stands to reason that no one should have come in. Therefore, at this moment, an unfamiliar voice suddenly appeared, which made him suddenly nervous. The same goes for the other 3 people. The 4 of them followed the source at the same time, and they saw a man with a cold expression, walking from the exit of the tunnel. This extraordinary man is Charlie. Stuart stared at Charlie and asked in horror, "Who are you?" Charlie said coldly, "Who am I? You are not qualified to ask. I now give the 4 of you a chance to survive. Put down the guns, squat on the ground with your head in your hands, and then give me an honest explanation one by one. Who made you do this?" Stuart gritted his teeth, pointed his gun at Charlie, and said sternly, "Boy, you F*** king want to die." After speaking, he immediately pulled the trigger without hesitation. However, Charlie disappeared from his sight the moment the gun was fired. Just when he couldn't figure out his head, he suddenly felt a black shadow appear in front of him, and then, his gun-holding hand was firmly grasped by a pair of big hands. His eyes widened subconsciously, and before he could see the clear outline of the black shadow, he felt a sudden pain in his wrist. Immediately after that, he realized that his wrist had been broken. When the wrist broke, the gun on the wrist also fell directly to the ground. At this time, he saw clearly that he was the young man with an extremely arrogant attitude just now. He was shocked immediately, and he blurted out, "You? Who are you?" Charlie looked at him contemptuously and said coldly, "I said, you are not qualified to ask." After finishing speaking, he directly grabbed Stuart's neck and said coldly, "I'll give you another chance to tell me clearly who instigated you." Stuart hurriedly blurted out, "What are you 3 doing in a daze? Get rid of him." The other 3 were originally frightened by Charlie's skill and did not dare to act rashly. At this time, listening to Stuart's roar, they hurriedly took out the gun from their waists. However, before they could point their guns at Charlie, Charlie had already picked up Stuart and slammed him at the 3 of them. The 3 of them had no time to react, so Stuart along with them fell to the ground like a bowling ball. Because Charlie's strength was so great that the bodies of these 4 people had received huge and heavy blows. At this time, they had no ability to resist, they could only lie on the ground and howl. Charlie stepped forward to the 4 of them, took out his mobile phone and turned on the video recording, first took a picture of the surrounding situation, and then pointed the camera at the 4 of them, and asked in a cold voice, "Time to speak, what are you doing here? Who is behind all of this?"